This is probably the most chaotic video I have made, and two reasons. One, because you get to see it in a while, like the clips, some of the clips are all over the place, and well, I just have to drop this because I feel like this will be a very useful tutorial, so I have to drop it anyways. And secondly, in the previous video I uploaded just right before this one, I'm going to put it so you know the one I'm talking about, I kind of teased an exciting news, something really interesting I said was going to come up, and I eventually forgot to share what the news was about, so I'll be sharing it at the end of this video. So make sure you stay to the end of this video to hear about that, and also to see the final look of these wrap shorts. So these are very easy shorts. You can pretty much, you know, follow the previous tutorial I made on how to make a boxer shorts. It's just this is slightly different because it's going to have an extra piece of fabric, which is the wrap section over it. So what I just did there was to take the full length of my shorts, and I measured from my waist to the hemline where I want the shorts to stop, and that was what I marked there in red. And now I'm trying to take the crouch depth. So my crouch depth is 11, so I'll go ahead and mark that. I am going to put all my measurements that I use in cutting these shorts on the left hand side of the screen now, so you'd have to take your own measurements in order to make this wrap shorts. So I'm going to take in, what I'm taking for the measurement right there is my hips circumference divided by 4, and I'm here trying to take my waist circumference divided by 4. So I'm just going to so easily carve out the crouch, and you can see how I did it there really nicely. Just really watch closely because there's really not a lot of explanation to give in this video. It's pretty much direct, and in case you have questions about how to cut a short, I've made a very beginner friendly tutorial before this one, and I'll make sure to tag that so that you can refer to that one in case you have questions. That one is much more beginner friendly than this, but if you still have any questions, I'm happy to answer in the comments. So I'm just going to take my thigh measurements divided by 2. That was what I took there before joining the sides to the hemline of the shorts. So I'm just going to go ahead, confirm my measurements before I go ahead and cut. And these two pieces that is folded are going to be the front piece of the shorts, so I'm going to layer that over shortly. You see that very soon for the back piece of the short. So here's the chaos I was referring to. So I totally forgot to film, because whenever I'm filming, I try to film both for my social media and also for you guys on here. So I just have to like merge this with the current video, but that's fine, as long as you guys get to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut through on the lines. In order to cut the back pieces, I'm going to pick that front, place that front piece that I just cut over another set of fabric that I will be cutting for the back pieces. So one thing that is very critical to understand when cutting shorts or pants for women or anybody in general is that the back side of the pants pattern are always bigger. So you can see here I'm really struggling with the fabric. Like I explained in the previous video, this was like leftover fabric, so it's not a lot. So if you have enough fabric, make sure that your back piece is considerably bigger than your front piece. So in order to get the part for the wrap, I'm going to take the full, what is the full waist circumference. That was what I was trying to get there, the full waist circumference, because it's going to be the exact same thing for the wrap. Here was when I discovered that there wasn't enough fabric to make that, and that in order to be able to get that wrap portion, I might have to join extra fabric to it to do that. But I'm sure you have enough fabric to cut yours, so you don't have to do this joining that I'm about to do. You just need to cut your own wrap piece in one single piece. You don't need to cut 2 pieces for it, because what I did here was to cut 2 pieces and then join it. So here I did was to take that full waistline just the same way. and then I took the full length of the short, the exact same length that the shorts were at that edge. But what is going to happen now is that I'm going to create a slant line, a diagonal line from that point at the waist to the point at the hemline, and you see that shortly. So here's the piece that I'm trying to add to the one that I already cut, because I told you guys that my fabric was not enough. I have to add extra for the wrap. So this was the extra piece that I was going to add for the wrap. So you want to go ahead and pin the front pieces of your pattern and also pin the back pieces of your pattern, and then go and sew the crouch from the crouch points on each of the pattern pieces. So the interesting news I was going to share with you guys is that, so the idea is to design a collection for my made to order brand, and that's an entirely new story that I'll be sharing in another video. So subscribe if you want to see that, and yeah, subscribe and like this video in order for when the designing a collection episodes drop. You'd also need a strip of fabric extra, because this is going to be the ties at the end of the wrap. So you're going to put one on either end, because that's what you're going to use to secure it on one side of the shorts. You understand all this shortly once you see. So here's the final look of the wrap shorts. Once you look at it on the front, it looks like a skirt, but at the back you'll be able to tell that it's a short. So this is very versatile. You can wear around the house, and I don't know if you guys have any questions, just drop it for me in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.